The second generation Toyota CHR, now a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid. And in this video, we're telling you everything that you need to know about it. But before we start, if you want to see lots more new car reveals and reviews, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Well, let's start by going through what's new with this car. And first, we'll talk about the design, because the original CHR really did feel like a step change for Toyota design back in 2016. This new second-generation model doesn't feel like such a radical departure from other new Toyota designs, but it still does look different from before, so you can see you've got these slim headlights. You got this hammerhead-style look at the front as well, and apparently this is going to be something we're going to see on future Toyota models as well. You can see for the first time on a Toyota, you have flush door handles. There's also a new fancy rear light bar design. But perhaps the most striking thing is this bi-tone paint finish that you can see here now. That won't be something that's standard on all models. You probably have to pay extra to have it. But if you do, then you get something that looks very different from everything else in the class. Now inside the new CHR, it does feel like a step up compared to the old model. Some things are the same though, so for example, the position of the driver's seat is the same as the old car. So this doesn't feel like a really high-riding SUV. At all, there are lots of other SUVs in this class that give you more of a sense of being in a lofty, high-riding SUV. What's different is everything around the driver is a little bit lower than it was in the CHR, so that gives it a slightly more sporty feel. It also improves visibility as well. The layout in here generally is very good. You've got a lot of physical buttons on the steering wheel here. It's great, you still got physical buttons for the climate control as well. And there's a nice mix of dense soft touch materials around too. It is impressive. The biggest step forwards for the car, though, is here with this infotainment system. This is a 12.3-inch screen. It's running Toyota's latest infotainment software. There's also a fully digital driver display that's available as well, which is nice and big, looks very nice, and it's clear, easy to see. And there is also 64 different colors you can have for the ambient interior lighting. The CHR engine lineup at launch will include a 1.8-liter hybrid and a 2-liter hybrid. Now that is the same as what was offered before, but these are the latest hybrid options that you'll also find in the most recent version of the Corolla. And we know in that car that the 1.8-liter in particular is much better than it was before. So whereas in the previous CHR, the 1.8 option really was a weakness of the car, that shouldn't be the case now, from what we know of that system in the Corolla. And as a first for the CHR, there's also a 4-wheel drive setup. That's available if you go for the 2-liter hybrid. And another first is the fact that you can get a plug-in hybrid version of the CHR that gets a 2-liter petrol engine and a 13.8 kWh battery. It's also the fastest option in the CHR lineup. And the official claimed electric range that we've been told is around 66 kilometers, which is 41 miles, and that is pretty good to be honest. And quite rare for a hybrid, it also comes with a heat pump as standard. So that means if you're heating the interior of the car when it's cold, you'll be able to do so in a more efficient way than if you didn't have a heat pump. And another rare offering for a hybrid is a one-pedal driving mode. So if you're driving this in fully electric mode, when you lift off the accelerator with that mode engaged, then the car will be able to slow itself down to a complete stop. Official pricing is yet to be announced, but the previous CHR started around £29,000. So for the new model, it's reasonable to expect to jump up to something like the low to mid £30,000. Now compared to a traditional SUV with a regular petrol engine like the Skoda Kodiaq, the SE Ateca, this looks pretty expensive. But that pricing is more in line with other hybrid SUVs like the Honda HR-V. So that is everything we know so far about the new Toyota CHR. What do you think about this car? Tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching.